Over the last 6 months, I've been able to maintain a 99% occupancy at my 9 Airbnb properties. The way I've been able to do this is through a combination of search engine optimization, which I'll run through in this video, and also a system of dynamic pricing, which I might do another video on shortly. Now, probably the number one thing for a host is to get bookings. If you're not getting bookings, then you're not getting money in and you're basically not in business. It doesn't matter how good your property is, how good it looks in the photos, how detailed your listing is. If you're not getting those bookings, then you're in trouble. One of the ways that you can attract more bookings is by having more views. And one of the ways to get more views is to have your property listed higher up in the ranking, so it's appearing either on the first or second page when people go to search out your area for accommodation on Airbnb. Now, the first thing you want to do to keep your SEO up is respond quickly to guest inquiries. Now, as a host, you're going to get a lot of guest inquiries that you need to respond to. These may not be firm bookings, it's maybe just general inquiries. They might be asking, does your property have a car park? These questions could be vague, they could be detailed. But the key is that you want to respond quickly. Now, Airbnb looks for people who respond quickly to the guests because they're looking at that guest experience. So you don't want to leave it any later than 24 hours. You'll get penalized for that in the SEO. But ideally, you want to try and respond within the hour, even if it's to flick a quick message back to say, thank you for your inquiry. I will respond to you shortly. Just to get something out there and to identify that a response has been made. Now, the Airbnb algorithm looks favorably on the accuracy and availability of your calendar. Now, to do this, it identifies where you've made adjustments and the timing. So if you're constantly adjusting your calendar, then it sees that as a sign that your calendar is up to date and rewards you accordingly. Now, the third one isn't for everyone, but it's something that you're really rewarded for if you implement it, and that is to have instant booking set up on your system as an option. Now, what instant booking does, it allows someone to come to the site to actually book before they're approved. So they can basically go to the site, find a property that they like, and book it, and in a moment have a confirmation of that booking, much like a lot of the other travel websites. So Airbnb, when it's competing in that hospitality space, really wants to have this as an option, and benefits the hosts that have it as well by putting their listings further up in the rankings. Now, the next one's a bit of a catch-22, and that is you want to keep your bookings flowing. Now, what Airbnb does, it increases your ranking based on the number of bookings. So the more bookings you have, the higher you are going to appear in their search engine. So if you can keep the bookings flowing, that's really good. Now, another thing you want to do is look at linking your account, your Airbnb account, to your various social media accounts. By this, I mean sharing your listing on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, this type of thing. Airbnb really rewards you if you're bringing people in from external social media sites onto the Airbnb platform, and will reward you with a higher ranking. Now, the next item is 5-star reviews. Airbnb rewards hosts that have a lot of 5-star reviews, well, a lot of reviews in general, but a lot of 5-star reviews, by putting them higher up in the ranking. They understand that host is providing a great customer service to those Airbnb customers, and rewards them by putting them up in the rankings. Now, it's also important to have a full listing, not to leave anything out. Every now and then the website or app will prompt you that there's some details missing from your actual listing. Pay attention to that, because you can be penalized by not having everything updated. The Airbnb algorithm preferences those that have a full listing of items, so nothing outstanding. So you want to make sure everything that can be listed is there and everything is taken care of. Now, this next one surprises me, because there was a feeling out in the Airbnb community for a while that wish listing your property didn't really do much to increase your ranking. Airbnb have actually confirmed that wish listing above a certain portion does increase your ranking, or is looked on favorably in the Airbnb algorithm. So it is one of the factors. So you might want to jump on one of the hosting websites and ask people to get busy wish listing your properties so that you can move higher up in those rankings. Now the next item is declining guests. Now you don't want to decline too many guests because the Airbnb algorithm takes this into account and doesn't look on it as favorably as someone who accepts a lot of guests. Now, in a similar vein to accepting reservations, Airbnb really looks unfavorably on hosts that cancel. So this is probably one of the ways that you can fall down the rankings. By cancelling a guest, you're penalised in a number of ways, but one of those ways is that the Airbnb algorithm will take that into account and lower your score so that you fall down in the rankings. So try and avoid cancelling guests if at all possible.